David Beckham, thanks very much for joining us to talk to us on Sky News. First of all, how do we introduce you? Is it former footballer, ambassador, model, father, Mr. Posh Spice? What do you prefer?
David's good, pretty good. I've had the retired footballer quite a few times in the last few weeks, so just David's good.
Just on with that one. Now, you're here today as part of Sky Sports Living for Sport programme. Tell us about that and why you wanted to get involved.
I wanted to get involved because obviously I've gained so much from being in a sport, from being in football. And when I was 8-9 years old, I was always looking for a mentor. A mentor in sport, in life. I had my parents, but I wanted someone else to look up to. And I think what Sky have created here is something where young kids are able to look up to athletes like Sir Chris Hoy, like Jess Ennis, and they can be their mentors, and that's the special thing, and that's why I personally wanted to be involved.
And can you believe it is nearly a year now since you marked the start of the Olympics, that speedboat moment down the Thames?
Yeah.
But is there a worry that the legacy hasn't lived up to expectation? You're an ambassador for it, you're a really big part in all of it. How do you feel about that?
I think the legacy of the Olympics will always be there. I don't think that anyone can question that. The way we ran that Olympics, the way we was involved in, for me, one of the most successful Olympics that there has been. I obviously haven't been to all of them, but I've seen many of them, and to be part of this one in our own country, in part of London where I grew up, that was very special. And like I said, we will keep that legacy going because it's what we do.
And how active are your children then? How do you encourage them to do more activities?
Well, as a parent, I've always been obviously a sportsman that has always been outside, keeping active, keeping fit, and I've embedded that into my children.
I have this image of you all in the back garden having a kick around with Victoria there as well. Yeah. Is that what happens?
She's up at 6:30 every morning running.
Is she?
Yeah, so she's very fit.
She's got a head start then.
And Harper sits there and watches her, so she's learning. But the boys are always out. They're always doing some kind of sport.
But do you secretly hope, though, that one of them will follow in your footsteps?
Of course I do. I'd love one of them to be a football player. It might end up being Harper. She might go into it. I mean, we shouldn't show Victoria this, but I think if one of the boys go on to play football, then great. But I just want them to be happy, I want them to be healthy, and I want them to be fit.
And talking about children, I have to ask you, we have the royal birth coming up very shortly. I know your friends. What advice would you give them? Because you're a bit of an expert now. They're going to be first-time parents.
They're going to be amazing parents because they're so loving towards children. You see the way they are, and obviously I've seen more of William than I have of Kate, but I think William has been in all of our lives for so many years, and we've seen him grow from that young boy into an unbelievable gentleman, and I think that's an amazing quality that he shows, and I think that as a father is so important.
And any advice on baby names for them in that case? Because I know, you and Victoria went for different things. Well, that's a good
David's
suggestion.
Not bad.
You think they should go for David?
I think they should go for David, if a boy.
Yeah, that would help, wouldn't it? Now, we've just had the Lions win. We've had Andy Murray winning Wimbledon. We've got the Ashes on as well. Are you hoping it's going to be another great British sporting summer?
It's so amazing for us to have so much success. I think obviously with the Lions it's incredible for children to watch the success that we've had, and then obviously with Andy, after the Olympics last year and after obviously what happened at Wimbledon last year, I think everyone really was so behind him this time. Obviously they was behind him last time, but I think what he went through and his speech, I was in the crowd after that, and it was it was heart, it really got to everyone, I think, and to perform like he did in that heat, with that pressure, you know, playing at home, I know what it's like as an England player to play in front of our own fans. It's one of the best feelings, but it's also, there's a certain amount of pressure, and I think, you know, Andy showed so many times throughout the whole competition, you know, how tough he is mentally and physically, of course, and yeah, it's a proud moment for everyone.
Okay, well, David Beckham, thank you very much for
You're
talking to us
welcome.
here on Sky News.
Thank you.